What is going on, you guys, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another day of diagnosing electrical issues. Fun. So if you guys didn't catch my last video, I will put a link up top to that right now so you're not confused as to what's going on, but I'll explain it real quick anyways. I found the cause of the misfire. My cylinder 1 and 3 injector wires had flipped ground side control wires to the ECU. So I flipped them, took it for a short drive, misfire's gone. But now I got a code for my OCV on the driver's side head, which I can't remember what the code exactly was. Let's just check what it was on the access port real quick so that you guys get to see how we diagnose these type of things. Oh my gosh, this car just never fails to surprise me. I go to show you guys the code and I'm pretty sure I just bricked my access port. I will shut the key off. With the key on, the access port won't turn on. It's just stuck like this. I press the on button and absolutely nothing's happening. And now if I shut the key off, this is the sound the access port starts making. You hear that? It's like ticking. What's going on? Cobb, first you take away the ability to tune these. Did you freaking break them too? Oh my god, I'm an idiot. I just went to turn the key on and actually start the car and it just clicks. I know exactly what the problem is. Wow, we are off to a good start in this video. I probably need to plug that in first before we can check codes. Okay, engine harness is now plugged in. So now let's check the codes. Maybe my access port isn't bricked after all. Oh, look at that, it's already on. So the code is a P0292 intake cam position actuator 2 left-hand side control circuit low. Which basically means that there is an issue with the circuit going to your left-hand side intake oil control valve. So right now I just unplugged the OCV, which sits right there. And I got the blue connector chilling way back here so that I can test the pins from that connector all the way to the main engine harness, which I need to unplug again. So we're going to test the two wires from there all the way through the harness under the intake manifold to here, so that I know that there is an issue in the harness that I built rather than an issue from that connector into the car to the ECU, which I'm 90% sure it's in here because we already had one issue in the harness that I built. So I have a wiring diagram here for the oil control valve. As you can see on the left side here, that is the intake oil flow control solenoid valve left hand. That is the one we need to test. So what we are going to be doing is basically testing from pin 1 and 2 on the OCV connector itself to pin 32 and 33 on the engine bulkhead harness. So let's whip the multimeter out here again, get some test leads going, and I'm going to test resistance between each pin to see what the total resistance is on the wire from the main connector to the OCV. So right now I got the multimeter set up. It is reading 0.7 ohms and it is going to the yellow and blue wire on this OCV connector, which is pin number 2. Then pin 33 and 32 are actually on this side, but since the connector view is flipped on the diagram, they're on this side. So right now I am on the pin on the very end, which is pin 33. So we're at pin 33 straight to pin 2 right now. We're testing all the way through the entire harness and we have 0.7 ohms. Which is good. And it was the same thing on the other wire. So now I'm kind of confused. I thought I would have excessive resistance on those wires for sure. And I never had this issue with my OCV before I switched the pins on those injector plugs. So I think real quick, just to rule out that switching those pins on the injector plugs didn't cause this issue, I'm gonna plug the OCV back in. I'm gonna flip the two pins back on the two injector harness plugs. Then we're gonna fire the car up and see if the check engine light comes back. And we're gonna watch the AVCS angle on the intake on the left side and on the intake on the right side. Running perfect now. I'll show you guys these AVCS values real quick. So it's been running for about 5 minutes now and my AVCS values on left and right are spot on, exhaust and intake. And if I rev the car up a little bit, it took a sec there, but they're still in sync. And if you look at my OCV duty on the intake right side and left side's showing a little bit more, but they're relatively close in percentage at least. I think we figured it out, and I will show you guys what I did. So I did a couple of things here. I didn't end up flipping those injector wires back to the way they were before. I left them repinned in the proper position that I fixed in my last video, but I did look at the injectors because I just got off the phone with Matt, who is my tuner, and it's like midnight right now, so shout out to you for answering the phone, dude. He told me to look at the Cobb injectors and look on the injector itself where the positive and negative marks are, because they are actually marked. And on Subarus, on all of your injectors, you're gonna have a black wire with a white stripe or whatever color stripes on it. It might even be solid black, and then there's gonna be a colored wire. The black wire to the injector is actually your power wire, the positive wire, and the colored wire is actually your signal negative, which is ground side controlled by the ECU. And I just looked at all of my injector harnesses and they were all flipped, every single last one of them. So I depinned every single connector, repinned them for the ID injectors. I don't know if ID injectors are actually opposite from factory on the pin locations, because I never took the pins out of the connectors for any of the other injectors. It was only cylinder one and they were all backwards. So I repinned them all so that the positive wire is in the proper spot now. And I bent one of the pins a little bit that was a little bit bent on the main harness for that OCV. And now I fired the car up and everything's in sync. Whereas before it would be at like 50 on the left side when the right side intake was at 0, which was a little sus. So I think we fixed it. So just to give you guys a little bit of a visual of what I was talking about, here's the extension harness on the Cobb injectors. And if I unplug this connector here and show you guys inside, you can see the little plus on that top pin, which is the opposite side of where the connector locks. So if you look at the connector here, the opposite side of where it locks is on this side. So it locks on this side, so this side's gonna be the negative, this side's gonna be the positive. So if you follow this wire in the extension harness into the main harness here, it is the left pin if you're looking at the connector this way. And now I repinned it, and as you can see, that left pin is a black wire, and the one on the right is a blue with a white stripe. So now I have it repinned properly, where the right side is the ground side control and the left side is the black positive wire. So after I repinned all those, the AVCS issue went away, and I'm gonna take it for a drive right now, because once again, I want to 100% make sure that this issue is fixed. No more AVCS issues, no more cylinder one misfire. I want it all gone. I want this thing to freaking run good. So if the only thing I messed up on in that harness, well, I didn't really mess up because the factory wiring diagram was backwards and I just followed it. But if that one wire, or two wires, I guess, on the cylinder 1 and 3 injectors, the only thing I messed up on, then that's pretty sick. So let's take it for a little drive real quick. I'll bring the camera with me. It's gonna be dark. I can't really film much, but I can film the access port to see if my values changed. Let's go take it for a rip. Let's just watch these AVCS values like a hawk. Watch that cylinder 1 misfire and see what happens. Last time we would have had a check engine light already, and we still don't have a check engine light, so I think she's good. And if you guys saw the last video, you would have seen it was boost cutting like crazy and running like a bag of dicks. So let's see what happens this time when I go to do a pull. We're gonna cruise for a little bit at 100, let her warm up, and see if we get any misfires on cylinder 1. She wants to eat now, boys. Woo! Hell yeah, dude. Fourth gear. That feels way better than before. We gotta get this thing strapped back on the dyno. All right, we are cruising at 100 again, and absolutely no misfires. Let's go, baby. She's fixed. Another thing I also wanted to mention was when I spoke to Matt on the phone, since we tuned the car with the way it was wired before, and it still made 470 wheel and 418 torque on the dyno. You guys saw the dyno video, she pulled hard. But since now I fixed this issue, and maybe that timing might be a little bit off, I want him to just double check the entire tune and look everything over now that electrically this thing is 100% solid. I just hit a fucking cat. I just hit a cat. I just hit a cat. What the f? I just had a cat run out at me in the middle of the road, and now look at my front bumper. Sick, dude. Tow hook cover's gone. Broke the bumper. My intercooler looks okay. I'm gonna have to look under the car and see what happened here. That is so sad. My tow hook cover is gonna be somewhere here on the highway. Oh my God. This sucks. I feel like a piece of shit right now. So that tow hook cover is gonna be gone for sure. Even if I find it, it's gonna be scraped up as hell. Finally fixed the car, and now I just grenade my front bumper on a damn cat. And there's no houses around here, so I don't know where this cat came from or anything. What the hell, dude? Oh, hey, I found my tow hook cover though. Here's the car, and here's my tow hook cover, and it is broken. Sweet. Well, I'm back home now. That was definitely not the way I planned things to go tonight. Good news is the misfire's fixed. Bad news is a cat is no longer with us. I feel absolutely horrible right now. You had all night to cross the damn road. Why did you do it conveniently when me, the only vehicle on the road, decides to drive by at 1:30 in the morning? Wait, isn't a black cat a sign in something? I don't know. The bad news is I need a new front bumper, and I need a new mount for the front bumper, and I need a new tow hook cover. But the good news is it's actually not as bad as I thought. So I got the left side of the car jacked up right now, and if you look at the front bumper here, oh my god, his hair's still on it. I can't even show that. So the bumper broke here, right there where it connects to the other portion of the bumper. There is zero damage to the intercooler whatsoever, so good on you, ETS, I guess. I don't really know what to say to that. Looks like one of the fins got a little bit messed up there, but that's very minor. We could probably just drift zip tie this thing together, give her some stitches for now. Obviously you need new tow hook cover. And then underneath the car, the only thing I can really see is that the one mount right there that has body clip, that's on the left side of the car. This one right here is completely busted up. So I got to get a new mount there and get a new front bumper and get a tow hook cover. And I think that's honestly it. Because underneath the car, like, there's no other damage. Like, he must have just hit the front bumper and just flew into the ditch, I guess. I don't really know what happened. And underneath the car, there's no other damages. Like, he literally didn't hit anything else. So does the tow hook cover still fit? What the hell? That's custom. We can just drift stitch this baby together. She's good to go. Honestly, the only thing that I'm pissed about here is that cat, obviously. I'm not even pissed about that, I'm just upset about it. But I'm pissed because I just finally dialed in the fitment of this bumper. With the intercooler, everything is perfect. It is so spot on. And now I gotta do it all over again. Sick. Well, she's all stitched up. I ended up just drift stitching this thing. I honestly might run this front bumper for the summer. Gives a character. That might actually be messed up for me to say. I don't know. I'm just trying to make light of a shitty situation here. And it actually doesn't look that bad. I mean, obviously there's zip ties all over the front bumper, but it doesn't rub on the intercooler still. And everything's still structurally solid, except for this tow hook cover. I just don't want to drill holes on this side. I'd probably just take the tow hook cover out. Or if she falls out, whatever. At this point, honestly, I don't even care anymore. Well, I'd say that was a pretty eventful night though. We broke front bumper, fixed our AVCS issue, a cat died, and we fixed all of our wiring. I feel bad just tossing that in there, but it happened, so I said it. Oh man, there's no possible way to end this video on a good note. I'm happy we fixed it, but oh, this is so messed up. So that's where I'm gonna end this video. I still gotta rip the whole harness out of the car and fix the wires on that cylinder 1 and 3 ground side control wires. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this one. Peace out, you guys. I hope you tried to enjoy that video. That was pretty messed up. But yeah, peace out. I will catch you guys in the next one, and hopefully it's more positive next time.